In these trying times during these days, I couldn't imagine being a man trying to date a woman at this time, in this period, in this era. And the reasons is, man, you gotta think about it. Like women, it's so confusing in a man's perspective on what's expected of a man from women nowadays. I mean, one breath you're saying you want a man that's sensitive and that listens and able to express their emotions, their true feelings, and all yada yada yada. But in the same token, when a man does that, y'all want to say this man is soft, this man is weak, he need to toughen up, he need to man up. I mean, the perception of a man has always been complicated from birth. You know what I mean? Since a boy growing to be a man, it's already been complicated, and the water's already been murky. And the reasons why water's murky is because a boy is trying to figure out how to be a man, and once a boy starts crying when he falls, you tell him get up, toughen up, man up, stop being a sissy, stop being a punk. You start using all these terminologies that are negative towards this man for expressing this little boy, for expressing his feelings, expressing his hurt. So when you grow up to be a man, you naturally do not express your hurt, express your pain. So when a woman comes to you and she says to you, yo, express your emotions, express how you feel. I want to know how you feel. When women say that we don't communicate as men well, you got to think about it. We weren't trained to communicate well. We were trained to suck up wherever we're feeling, to man up, to eat wherever we're feeling. So no matter what hurt we're feeling, to push it deep down inside of us and never to express how we truly feel. So when you become a man today, and women are expressing, yo, I want a man that's sensitive. I want a man that speaks his mind. I want a man that'll talk to me, have these long conversations, shows his true emotions. The same man is putting himself in a vulnerable situation where he's being exposed to being too soft, not masculine enough for these women. Then they demasculate it even more when they talk like this. So a man, these nowadays are dealing with a difficult, complicated line of trying to figure out which way do I express myself? How do I express myself? How do I communicate? How do I communicate with women? Should I sit here and just tell you how I truly feel? Or should I just sit here and just keep burying it deep inside me because that's what society, what my parents, my aunts, my uncles, my grandfather, my father, and everybody taught me to push my emotions, my feelings deep down inside myself because nobody wants to hear how I truly feel. Women, when you dating these men, understand a lot of times you're dating a broken man. You're dating a broken man not because you're broken, not because he didn't have a mom that didn't love him, but a lot of times men are trying to figure out how to move in this world, how to be, how to express themselves, what's acceptable and what's not. They're trying to figure out how masculine should I be. Am I too masculine if I'm too aggressive? If I'm sitting here trying to tell you, hey, let me make the decisions, let me be in a man. Am I too aggressive when I try to tell you, let me open the door for you? Because there's some women that don't want you to open the door for them. They don't want you sitting there taking care of bills and stuff. Because some women say, hey, I'm independent. I don't want you helping me out with the bills. I can take care of my own. I can buy my own. I can pay my own bills. You got some women that's talking like that. You got some women that want men to pick up the check at dinner. You got some women that want them to open the door. You got some women that want them to demand to step in and be a provider. It's difficult in this generation. I seriously couldn't imagine trying to date and court a woman. I'm glad I've been married for almost 13 years. I'm glad. Because I can sit here and say I don't have to worry about trying to navigate those waters anymore because, see, my wife, we've been married long enough where I'm kind of know what she wants, she knows what I want. We know what each other's expectations of each other. But a lot of men out here don't. A lot of men are sitting here trying to transfer from being a boy to a man, trying to understand how do they do that. You got women, when they first meet a dude, you see Facebook posts show, again, I want a man that can emotionally speak to me. Tell me how you feel. Tell me when you're having a bad day. Tell me when you're hurt. I wanted to see the sensitive side of a man, but that same man, when he opens up to you and he expresses himself just a little too much, then you start to question his masculinity. Is he soft? Is he weak? Because he coming home to you talking about how he had a rough day at work, how his boss was acting, mistreating him, down-talking him. When he talks about the difficulties of the world, and as a black man, how he can be treated and perceived in the world, you look at him as if he's weak. So he has a difficult time trying to figure out, what do you want? When he tries to be that man that tries to lead women, that try to lead the household, that tells you follow his lead. And I know sometimes you're probably like, well, I don't really know if I agree with it, but see, that's the whole point. follow his lead if he proven that he deserves you to follow his lead. Because it's a mistake that we make, ladies. It's a mistake that y'all make. Y'all follow the lead of men who don't prove that they're born leaders, that don't earn the right to be called leaders. But when you do have that man that shows you that he deserves the right to be followed, shows you that he's been here, showed you that he's got your best interest in mind, showed you that he won't let you down, you still have difficulties following that man, even though you say that you won't. You get into relationships, before you get into a relationship, the first thing you say is, yeah, if I find a man that I can follow, I will definitely follow him. Then you get that man, either, I'm an independent woman, I don't really follow a man. What you mean you trying to tell me what to do? What you mean you trying to tell me not where to go? And what I mean, tell you what, not where to go, like I had this conversation with my wife, like, yo, I don't like you going to the supermarket at night. Things happen in parking lots. I did an episode of my podcast, Past Present Podcast, about missing women stuff. Things happen. I'm not saying telling my wife not to go to the supermarket at night because I'm trying to be controlling. I'm telling her that because, yo, I'm a man. My job as a man is to provide for you, to protect you. And one of the ways of protecting you is making sure that you don't put yourself in a situation where you're vulnerable or in danger. But see, you got men that try to think like that and talk like that, but women demasculate them. I don't listen to you. I'm not listening to you. You're not controlling me. It's not about control. It's not about control. It's about knowing our role and playing our role. We are taught as men to be protectors. Think about it, people. I'm going to hurry up and wrap this up. Because just Alan's 2 cents ain't supposed to be that long. I'm going to wrap this up real quick with this. Think about it, people. When your children grow up, and a lot of times we don't like our kids playing with guns and stuff for natural reasons, what's going on and stuff, but you give your kid a gun. You give your kid a tool set to teach him how to build stuff if it's a boy. You teach him to 2 things. You teach him how to provide and to protect. You teach him how to work. Now, what do you give your daughters? You don't give your daughters guns, and you don't give them tool belts and stuff like that. And if women, hey, if you do, when your daughter wants to do that, cool. But you give your daughters doll babies, Barbie dolls, doll houses. That's what you give her, because you're teaching her how to be a nurturer. Unconsciously, you're teaching your children how you expect them to grow up, how you expect them to be. The problem is, too many people also feed their children. It's not just what they feed their children as far as things they give them to play with. It's the words they speak to their children that cause the confusion in this cold, cold world. Cause issues in relationships, and they wonder why relationships are not working out. It ain't social media, people. It's the difficulty of understanding the positions that as a man and a woman that's played in a relationship. A man wants to be masculine in a relationship, but he's also trying to navigate the waters, those murky waters, I keep saying mercury, I don't know why, those murky waters where he's trying to find out the difference between giving a woman the right amount of sensitivity, emotions, and communication, and not giving her too much and becoming what a lot of people say, soft. It's a difficult situation, women. This is Alan's 2 cents on what it's like in the difficulties in relationship as far as men being demasculated. Ladies, think about it. Talk to me. How do you feel about it? What's too soft for a man? What type of man y'all looking for? Y'all looking for a soft man who's emotionally available? Are you teaching your sons to be emotionally available? Are you telling them when they skin their knee to suck it up, stop crying, man up? Or are you allowing them to express their emotions, comforting them in a way that they know that they're safe to be themselves and speak their hurt and pain? Or you look for a man that's completely masculine. He takes that abuse from work, take that abuse from the cold world, and just suck it up and be cold and shut out to you. Which one are you looking at? Which one do you want? Let me hear what you got to say. This has been Alan's 2 cents. And until next time, stay woke, stay tuned. Peace.